Greetings and salutations. Today we're going to be continuing along in our quest in my quest to show you how to take advantage of Unity. So last time we were building this border around our terrain, and I wouldn't really care about a border if this was a platforming game and it was going off, the terrain. But even then, if you make a little crater end area, it gives it a more realistic kind of thing. And if you just stare out in this blank terrain, unless you add a wall kind of behind it like this, and then add another wall to make sure that they don't get up to that wall, and you just add a picture, kind of a billboard to make it look like there's mountains, which this is actually the easiest thing to do, honestly. We don't want to make these too high though in the background, because I've noticed if you make them too high, it'll be hard to load sometimes, and that's probably my computer. But for that sake, I won't make these too high. And if I see my character can jump over them, I'll make them a little bit higher. But I think they're pretty steep, so it'll be okay. Alright, so I think we're looking pretty good to match them. And as I said, I'll make those higher if I need to later. But in here, they can be as high as I want, because they won't be, lots of times they won't be, I won't really care about them, being not loaded, because most of the time they will be. Let's just turn off the light for a minute, so we can see what we're doing in this corner over here. A good thing with turning off the light is you can always see kind of what you're doing. Make sure you turn it back on when you go in the scene though, so you won't totally discombobulate yourself. You're like, what is happening? Why is there no light in my scene? No! Okay, and you'll freak out and smash your computer on the floor. It's like $1 million computer, and then you realize what you've done. Okay, yeah, let's clean up this area in here. And then I think we've basically done what we need to do for this. So what I want to do next is show you how to add erosion, make your mountains look a little bit, realistic. So let's just make sure these areas are really low. I kind of want them to be a little bit low, but they just can't be. They have to be kind of steep and low for the character not to jump over. And I could just add, walls if that's a problem later. Always. And I'll show you what I mean later if that comes up. So the next thing is, as I said, let's add some erosion. Make it look more realistic. So to add erosion kind of look, you can go over here, and you can, this one's a really good one for erosion, and just kind of build up, these areas here, and even bring down the opacity to 39 if doing this. Okay, and it gives your mountains a nice peak if that's what you want. You're making Mount Everest, and you want to make sure it has a peak to it. That's what you want to do. And if you get too much of erosion, you can always smooth it off with a smooth tool, and I'll show you that in a minute. Sometimes you can even get a better effect with some other brushes, but I'm just showing you one, and I might show you some other ones and what they're used for. And a matter of fact, I'll just do that now. So this brush is obviously for like erosion type stuff, and it looks really awesome. So that one's really cool, as you can see. But another one I can show you is this one is to use like really bumpy terrains, like to make it really cool, and you can just kind of do that, and what you get in the end result is just this random terrain. And if you're a little person and running around in this terrain, you're not going to notice that it looks like a star. And if you do it right, it wouldn't even look like a star. It would just look like random, random little crevasses and things. Not crevasses, that's not the right word. Just random little crater type stuff. The next one is kind of the same thing, but it's a lot cooler. It gives your terrain a less of a really sharp stuff, and it gives it like that. And a lot of people don't even know that this is here, and they just like, oh look, it's a star, and I have no idea what you use that for. Well, that's what I think it's for, and that's what I always use it for. This you can use for the exact same thing, but a little bit more bumpy, or you can do it like this, and it gives a really random erosion effect, like that. But if you do it too intense and your opacity is too high, it can make it look really crappy. And you kind of have to just like move it a little bit to make it, work. And it gives some regularity in your terrain, which is what you want, actually. But it looks really weird if you back it down with shift. It gives these craters, and which can be cool if you want that kind of thing. Yeah, it did look stupid, but that's kind of a cool trick sometimes to use, especially if you want some irregularity towards the bottom of your terrain. Just try not to do it to the top too much, because it can just drag out your top of your mountain too much, which you don't really, well, unless you want like flat peaks. It could work if you wanted flat peaks. Alright, so that's basically what I want to do there with that. And also there's other ones, kind of like how the star, they got a less dense version. Then you have a more or less dense version for a little bit of stuff, like lighter versions of it. And then you have this more dense circles, and this is for more dunes, peaks, and caves. You could work with like caves really good on this. Caves would look really cool if you did caves. You could make like lots of these things if you did it right, like the dots and things look really cool for caves. And then we have this other one right here. I've never used it before. I'm looking on, and I think this is for like gently rolling kind of hills kind of thing going. like really irregularities and stuff. Like really dense irregularities. Like that. See? Which just depending on what you're doing, all these brushes can be used for something. And all these other brushes, like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, I use all of these for erosion effects. Like this one right there. He's a really cool guy for erosion sometimes. Let me just show you on the mountain. Yeah, he can be cool sometimes, especially if for flat terrains to regular out your terrain. But so there you go. Those are most of the brushes you can use, and all of these for like you can use the same type of brushes for all of them, and they can give different effects to your terrain. And with the textures, and with the just different things. As you can see, they don't look too different. But now this area in here, I really want to flatten out. So grab that first brush that we use for most shaping of our terrain. Press Shift, bring this down. I think our opacity is really low. There we go. Something's wrong. Why is it not? Okay. Why is it not painting? That is really weird. Maybe. No. I don't know why it's not painting. If I bring everything to 100, it's still not painting. It was on paint mode, not raise and lower. It didn't even have any textures, so it didn't even do anything. Erg. That's. I should have noticed when I saw the target strength, because the raise and lower doesn't have the target strength. Erg. Whatever. And we do want this kind of flat-ish area. Okay, that's good. We can get some irregularity if we want. Get that star. No, we want it to be a valley. So that'll work. Okay. So what I'm thinking, I'm just going to share my thoughts a little bit. We're getting towards the end time. But as you can see, we're going to have kind of a winding terrain like that. Just kind of wind around. But unlike this, we're going to have a temple like this. We're going to have a giant temple like that again. Then we're going to have kind of a Colosseum right here. And then a village right here. And then a town right there. Maybe another attraction along the way. And so we're gonna have it's not gonna be a boring level. It's gonna be pretty fun. And all that will be done. No external stuff. So thanks for watching, and next time we will paint on our terrain, and then after we paint, we will continue on and do different. We'll make sure our terrain's good, paint it, put trees and things on it. So that's basically it, and I'll see you on the flip side.